Recorded Books and One Click Digital present The Outlandish Companion, the first companion to the Outlander series covering Outlander, Dragonfly in Amber, Voyager, and Drums of Autumn, by Diana Gabaldon. Narrated by Diana Gabaldon and Davina Porter, with Susan Lyons as Kathy Pigou.
Acknowledgements. The author would, as usual, like to acknowledge her husband, who keeps saying, "Yes, but when are you going to finish the next real book?" I'm working on it. Them. Whatever. Soon. Well, as soon as I can, anyway. Time is relative, isn't it? Her children, who still make witty remarks from time to time, but who are now old enough to register objections to having these quoted in public. What they said, collectively, was, "You've been putting us in your books? Mother, our friends read these books." To which I replied in some consternation, "Well, tell your friends I think they're all much too young to be reading these books." The usual suspects, the long-time and ever-changing array of electronic friends, and many passing acquaintances of kindly intent, who provide me with interesting factoids, entertaining questions, vital information, scintillating conversation, and fascinating raw material. The readers, who both instigated this book and supplied me with a great deal of its content by asking questions, suggesting things they would like to know, and providing all sorts of interesting miscellanea, like the Celtic discography, music to be listened to while reading the novels, to say nothing of those who argued with me about the actions of characters in the books, as though I had anything to do with it. This book has been somewhat different from the novels that I write, not only in its content, but in its form and substance. Normally, the only really important thing in a book is the story, and while the mechanical details, such as design and copy editing, are certainly not unimportant, they aren't vital. This particular volume is much more than the sum of its words, though, and much more the product of dedication on the part of a great many talented and long-suffering people besides myself, including Barbara Schnell, my delightful and faithfully accurate German translator, who provided many of the photographs of the highlands near Lollybrock, Carlos and Deborah Gonzalez, who used their artistic magic to transform visions into reality, Dr. James Brickell, who emigrated from Scotland to North Carolina in 1733 and went to the trouble of drawing pictures of the flora and fauna encountered en route, Kathy Pigou, the Australian astrologer who cast the horoscopes for Claire and Jamie, Ian McKinnon-Taylor, and his brother Hamish, and his Aunt Margaret, who has done his bit to prevent the extinction of the Gaelic tongue by providing me with Gaelic translations, pronunciations, definitions, and grammar notes. Michel Lafrance, another devoted to the perpetuation of Gaelic, whatever you want to call the beastly language, who provided me with reams of useful resource material. The staff and habitués of the CompuServe Roots Forum, who helpfully provided all kinds of reference material on genealogy. The Scottish trustees of the Carmina Gadelica, for permission to quote assorted Celtic blessings and invocations in their entirety. The anonymous editor of the Baronage Press, for his erudite and authoritative assistance in preparing the heraldry and genealogical notes that accompany the family trees. Judy Rochelle, Diane Schlichting, Faye Zachary, Tabak, B.C. Maxey, Sassenach, and the others who have so kindly given Jamie and Company a continuing online presence through their websites, and in particular, Rosanna Madrid Gaddy, who designed and maintains the official Diana Gabaldon homepage to the delight of all who see it. Virginia Norrie, whose name ought really to be presented here with illuminated capitals at least, for the stunning design of this book, to say nothing of the subsidiary illustrations. Mark Pensaval, the production manager, whose blood and sweat stain the pages of this volume. I would say tears, but I don't think it's been bad enough to make him actually cry yet. Johanna Tani, chief copy editor, who has provided the ever-necessary vigilance against those hordes of errors that breed in the gutters of books, hatching out into the light of day when the covers are opened. Susan Schwartz, without whose Herculean efforts this book would simply not exist. Jennifer Pryor, copy editor, one of the normally unsung heroes of book production, and the many other people who have contributed so much to this book. Anne Fraser, for details of the Fraser of Lovett family tree. Elaine Smith, for the ring patterns. Stephen and Anne Mackenzie, and Karen Jackson, for the photographs of Castle Loud, and all the other helpful souls whose many contributions have made this book what it is. That is, large. Thank you all. Diana Gabaldon. www.dianagabaldon.com. Prologue. Well, it was all an accident, is what it was. I wasn't trying to be published. I wasn't even going to show it to anyone. I just wanted to write a book. Any kind of book. Not actually any kind of book. Fiction. See, I'm a storyteller. I can't take any particular credit for this. I was born that way. When my sister and I were very young and shared a bedroom, we stayed up far into the night, nearly every night,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?